Thank you for listening to today's episode of Medical Device Global Market Access by Pure Global. The host will guide you through today's topic. Today, we are focusing on a significant regulatory development in China that impacts all overseas medical device manufacturers. On June 12, 2026, China's National Medical Products Administration, or NMPA, released a comprehensive post-market vigilance framework. This isn't a minor update. It's a foundational shift that establishes a mandatory risk-based vigilance system, complete with detailed implementation guides. This move signals the NMPA's commitment to strengthening post-market supervision and aligning more closely with global best practices. But it also introduces immediate and complex obligations for foreign companies. So, what exactly has changed? The new framework formalizes and expands upon existing post-market requirements. It mandates a systematic approach to vigilance, moving away from a purely reactive model. Key components include detailed requirements for trend reporting, the submission of periodic safety update reports, which we will refer to as PSURs, proactive risk evaluation, and the development of a comprehensive vigilance plan. The NMPA has provided specific guides for each of these areas, leaving little room for ambiguity. For instance, the Guide on Trend Reporting specifies the types of data to monitor, the statistical methods to be used, and the thresholds for reporting significant upward trends in adverse events or device malfunctions. This framework directly affects all foreign medical device manufacturers who have products registered and sold in China. It's crucial to understand that these obligations are not optional and apply regardless of your device's risk class. Although the intensity of the requirements will vary based on risk, your designated China agent plays a pivotal role in this new system. They are not just a registration contact. They are your legal representative responsible for communicating with the NMPA and ensuring that your vigilance activities, including adverse event reporting and recall management, are executed in full compliance with these new regulations. The responsibility for data collection and analysis remains with you, the manufacturer. But the execution and reporting in China will be closely managed through your local agent. The release on June 12, 2026, sets immediate expectations for compliance. Manufacturers must begin aligning their post-market surveillance systems with these new rules without delay. The obligation to prepare and maintain PSURs is now more structured. The content and frequency of these reports are defined based on the device's risk classification and approval date. For high-risk devices, these reports will be required more frequently and with greater detail. Similarly, the requirement for a vigilance plan means manufacturers must document their entire post-market surveillance process, from data collection methods to risk analysis and mitigation strategies. This plan must be available for inspection by the NMPA and should be a living document, updated as new risks are identified. Given the scope of these changes, what practical steps should your regulatory and quality teams take right now? First, conduct a thorough review of the NMPA's new framework and all associated implementation guides. Understand the specific requirements for your device portfolio. Second, immediately engage with your China agent. You need to collaboratively develop or update your vigilance plan to ensure it meets every NMPA requirement. This includes defining clear roles and responsibilities for data sharing and reporting. Third, perform a gap analysis of your current global post-market surveillance system against these new Chinese requirements. Your existing system may not be sufficient to generate the specific trend reports or PSURs that the NMPA now mandates. You may need to adapt your data collection processes to capture China-specific post-market data more effectively. Finally, establish internal procedures and train your team on these new obligations to ensure consistent and timely compliance. Navigating complex regulatory changes like these can be challenging. If your team needs support with China market access, local representation, or building a compliant post-market vigilance system, we invite you to check out Pure Global. We help medtech and IVD companies navigate global markets with confidence. For more resources, including our free AI-powered regulatory tools and a database of over 5 million devices, please check the links in the description of this episode. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next time.